Unfortunately, this poor gentleman here, I have a feeling that no matter how much insanity he has experienced in the past, it's about to go off the chain. Dallas mayor announces that he is becoming Republican because Democratic policies have exacerbated crime and homelessness. I don't see the lie, but you
There's
know.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. All right. We have these blue cities that have literally been shitholes for 50 or 60 years.
Minimum.
And they keep electing these fucking idiots who don't ever improve anything other than lining their pockets and the pockets of their cronies.
Yep.
Case in point, Baltimore. That place has not been a good place to hang out or do anything in for roughly within, was it 10 or 12 years after World War II ended, like the mid 50s.
Yeah.
And now we're 70 some odd years later, and that place is just run into the ground. And we're going to see the same thing happen to all of those cities that had these huge riots a year and a half, 2 years ago. They're going to turn into Detroit. Detroit's a shithole. I've hated Detroit ever since I moved into the suburbs of this accursed, wretched city that I'm stuck. It's the butthole of humanity. I live on the edge of the butthole of humanity.
Oh man. Yeah, we're just all just rimming Detroit here in the suburbs.
Pretty much.
We're rimming humanity's butthole. Yeah.
Hey, these are good restaurants on the rim.
Yeah, there's restaurants on the rim. All right. Yeah. This food tastes like shit. Disgusting. What's hilarious, though, is that I'm sure this dude joined the Democratic Party because he wanted to be a tolerant liberal, right? Because liberals are obviously so tolerant, unless you're black and you wake up. So I have a feeling that a lot of these so-called tolerant liberals, because we've seen this a million times, they're suddenly going to start adding a hard G and a hard R onto a specific word that even we won't say on the show.
Yeah. There's no need for that word. In fact, the only person I would actually use that word on was the dude that was shagging my ex-wife while I was married to her, while I was recovering from wounds received in war.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I pretty much quit using that like in 8th grade ish. Yeah.
What you got to do.
And you grow up and you're like, you know what? This is stupid. I could just cut this out of my vocabulary. And
You don't need it.
no.
What you do need, though, are facts. And I love it. Like, dude is obviously, he's seeing exactly what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He's handling his business and he's doing what he thinks must be done for his own, moral fiber, right? And he brings the receipts. And some of this I didn't even know. You got to check this out.
Oh, no.
American cities need Republicans, he says, and Republicans need American cities. When my political hero Theodore Roosevelt was born, only 20% of Americans lived in urban areas. By the time he was elected president, that share doubled to 40%.
Wow.
Today, it stands at 80%. As America's cities go, so does America. Unfortunately, many of our cities are in disarray. Mayors and other local elected officials have failed to make public safety a priority or to exercise fiscal restraint. All true.
Yeah.
Most of these local leaders are proud Democrats who view cities as laboratories for liberalism rather than as havens for opportunity and free enterprise. That is a bitch slap spanking, and it's absolutely true.
And literally, I just said the same thing.
Yeah. Too often, local tax dollars are spent on policies that exacerbate homelessness, coddle criminals, and make it harder for ordinary people to make a living. And too many local Democrats insist on virtue signaling, proposing half-baked government programs that aim to solve every single societal ill for drastically increased taxes. And on finding new ways to thumb their noses at Republicans at the state or federal level. Enough. This makes for good headlines, but not for safer, stronger, more vibrant cities.
Well, here's another thing that the left is really good at is they put all of these hoops in your way to prevent you from doing stuff or make it so egregiously difficult that only the richest of the rich can afford to have it done. For instance, in California, you want to open a restaurant, it's going to take you 2 years. You're going to have like 4 or 5 meetings in regard while you're building the restaurant, and at any time they can say no and you're done. All of that money and time put into it is wasted.
Yep.
And I mean, if we want to get this economy turned around, we need to curtail that bureaucracy to a manageable level.
Amen to that. And we need to reunite the nuclear family. Seriously, the super majority of the problems that are tanking this country could literally be solved in 1 or 2 generations if you just reinstitute like fault divorce. You get rid of no fault divorce, you remove social programs or put a time limit on social programs for single moms.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, the incentives that these people see in destroying their families are gone. And guess what? People may actually fight to keep them again. That's the hope anyway. It might just be pie in the sky shit, but we all know what fatherless homes have given this country, and it's nothing but grief.
That is a understatement. I mean, if you go back and you look at the Uniform Crime Report from the 50s, before any of this craziness went on, there was very little, of this violent crime that we have going on. And it was during a time where there was actual blatant discrimination taking place.
Mm-hmm.
Now
and the reason for that,
yeah.
And the reason for that is that because there was actual discrimination going on, the Black family unit was actually among the strongest in the country.
Yeah.
They had the lowest rate of single mother homes before LBJ, El Blowjob, decided to go around pitching welfare to stay-at-home moms.
You mean the liberal blowjob guy? Yeah.
Yeah, the LBJ, the El Blowjob.
Because that's what he did. He blew America to get
he did. Well, this is also a dude who was notorious for whipping his dick out at the White House. Like LBJ couldn't have had more appropriate initials if he tried.
Yeah, you're right. That was weird. But I don't know. I think you're right about the social programs. They got to cut those back. Listen. Remember we did System Surfer?
Oh yeah.
And literally, I went through and I looked up all of the welfare programs across the entire country, and I averaged them out, and I did some research in regards to these benefits and how much they would cost if you had to pay for them yourself. And some of these single mothers are literally living in a lifestyle equivalent to a $75,000 salary a year.
And that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, and all they're doing is spreading their legs and dropping kids on the regular every 24 to 36 months.
Yep. I mean, nowadays, there's very few places where you can actually get on with a $75,000 a year salary. Now, there's like a big chunk of people now who are living paycheck to paycheck who make 6 figures.
Yeah,
thanks, Bidenomics.
Yeah, it's insane. I just went shopping the other day, and my grocery bill was 42% higher than it was last year. And I pretty much always buy the same things because I'm a single dude and I don't give a shit. Yeah. I'm on the 65 plan.
Higher than it was the year before. So we're just marching off the cliff right now.
We are getting hit in the bonus hole by the dictator in chief, who was appointed, not elected, in my opinion, of course.
And we have him on the line right now. Mr. Biden, what are your thoughts? That's what I thought.
That's what I thought. Blue screen of death.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.